Welcome back to another video. I'm the Backyard Buddha, and I help PACE members, that's people pleasers, anxiously attached, codependents, and empaths, master their energy so they can attract incredible relationships. In this video, I'm going to talk about something that is extremely common. My laptop is literally fucking exploding. It sounded like a fucking demon was escaping through the pits of hell. Jesus Christ, or a dolphin being slaughtered. Yeah, something extremely common that affects people a part of PACE. And that is getting angry and upset when other people don't respect you or value you. They're basically not treating you how you believe you should be treated, how you know deep down you deserve to be treated because you're an amazing person. You're very loving, you're very kind, you're very thoughtful. And because we constantly consider other people's feelings and their experience and what they want and like how to make them happier, right? At our core, we've developed this people pleasing identity. So we're hyper focused on their needs, their wants, what's going to make them feel good. And we lose ourselves in that. And then what happens because we're just pleasing and pleasing and pleasing and pleasing them and they're feeling good, they almost get like kind of like when you eat too much food, too much sweets, pasta, let's say, and you just get so full that you don't even want to move. You're like, ugh, I'm just gonna like lay here. I'm gonna veg out on the couch, watch a bunch of episodes. Like I don't even want to move. Like I feel awful. Like not awful, but like I feel good, but like I'm stuffed, right? Like I have no energy. Similarly, because we're constantly feeding other people energy, we're constantly feeding them good emotion, thoughtfulness, consideration, acts of service, just giving, 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 investing, investing, investing. With this unsaid expectation, this is very key here, this unsaid expectation that they're going to reciprocate. We're doing this from a very, very manipulative place. And that might be hard to process in here because we're such loving beings. Because from our vantage point, from our perspective, we're like, no, like I really love these people. Like I want to, do stuff for them, and I'm trying to make them have a good time, and I really love them. I really care about them. But at your core, what you're wanting is you're wanting them to reciprocate. You have an expectation of how you want them to behave and treat you. So what you're giving them, all the empathy, the good vibes, good emotions, acts of service, it's all coming with this like hidden, unsaid price tag attached to it, which is you need to start treating me better. You need to treat me how I want you to treat me, how I think you should treat me. Now, the big problem with this is because you're giving and giving and giving, they just take you for granted. And when that happens, you start building resentment and you start getting angry at them. And you also start maybe complaining just to yourself in your own head or maybe to other people. You complain about that person because they're not treating you how you want to be treated. They're not showing up for you how you want them to show up so then you can get energy from them. That's the whole underlying motive with people being a part of PACE. Again, that's people pleasers, anxiously attached, codependents, empaths. We're trying to get energy from other people and also other things. If you look at TikTok here or YouTube Reels, Instagram Reels, video games, Netflix, substances, when we do these things, consume these things from a place of excess or to excess, we're doing it to try to get something, to try to get a state, to try to get dopamine, to try to get stimulus. So we want to feel good, but failing that will take just numbing ourselves out, disassociating, disconnecting from our feelings and our emotions and our troubles, our TTL, right? Our traumas, triggers, and limiting beliefs. And this anger is like, it keeps you in the drama. Like there's been so many times I've spoken, not clients, because they're ready to transform, but like, people who are not quite ready to become self-aware about their codependency and people-pleasing issues. And I just so many instances where I just hear people like venting and complaining about somebody, but we do it to ourselves. Do you understand? We do it to ourselves. We are letting this person drive us fucking crazy because we're neglecting to set a boundary. What's the boundary? It's two things, two very powerful mindset shifts I want to give you right here. The first one is fuck the fantasy, embrace the reality. Say that with me. from the comfort of your own home. It's gonna be fun. Fuck the fantasy, embrace the reality. You have a hope, okay? You have a hope of like how this person might treat you if you just give enough. If you make things nice enough, comfortable enough, if you give them enough pleasure, enough attention, enough devotion, enough loyalty, then maybe it'll inspire this version of them. That's the fantasy. That's what keeps you in a state of frustration. And rarely will you voice this. Okay. Most likely to that person, you'll never do this unless you're inside my training program. Then I will force you to have these confronting, confrontations. But mostly, you're never going to tell the person that. You're just going to put on this front of like, oh no, yeah, no, everything's fine. No, we're good. It's all good. Everything's good. Always, all the time. Great, great. Everything's great. Deep down, you're like, why the fuck are they not treating me this way, or like they haven't thanked me, and it's like they don't care, and they just, it's like I'm not even there. I'm a fucking table in their reality. They don't care. They don't respect me. They don't value me. This sucks. Fuck, fuck, fuck. We're doing that. We're giving our experience to ourselves because we're trying to get this fantasy from them instead of just going, hey, what's the reality here? How are they acting? How do they feel about me right now? How do they feel about me? Lady Flyer 77 says they don't get me. Exactly. There's the reality. They don't get me. They don't understand me. They don't like me. They are taking me for granted. Okay. Wow. Well, shit. If that's the reality, let me embrace that. Now, how can I embrace that? That brings me to point two. Start being super fucking selfish, okay? Wherever you go, if you're, in a social situation, hangout session, or just by yourself, you want to be asking yourself, how can I be as happy as possible in this moment? How can I have as much fun as possible in this moment? How can I design my life in this moment so that it's giving me lots of energy? It's giving me lots of pleasure. It's giving me energy. When you're worried about just enjoying your own company and experience, you win. Because then it doesn't matter how this person's treating you. It's like, I don't care. I don't care. And I'm not going to settle anymore. I'm not going to like continue to give you these opportunities to like finally demonstrate that you like me, that you respect me, that you value me. It's like, fuck that. You either do that right, like off the rip, right away. I can tell, wow, this person really fucks with me. This person really enjoys my presence. They are happy to be here talking to me. Same thing with clients. If I do a call, like a free call, my initial onboarding calls, if I do a free breakthrough session with somebody and they have the money to afford me, and I charge thousands of dollars, they have the money to afford me, but I can tell they're not excited to work with me, I will say no to that person. I will say no to that person. Because my energy is the most important thing. I know if I continue making myself happy and just continuing to pump my state, work through my TTL, my own personal TTL, pump my state, continue to have my own personal breakthroughs, transformation, I'm going to attract even better people, even better relationships, both platonic and romantic, clients, epiphanies, inspired impulses. Everything's just going to get better and better and better. But if I decide to work with you, you're not excited to work with me, but you can afford me, you're going to drain my fucking energy. And I'm going to continue to have to be exposed to and infected by this overall vibe of like, meh, meh. Yeah, it's all right. I guess okay. What do you got for me today, Dante? All right, yeah, it's all right, I guess. No, that was cool. Yeah, no, that was really yeah, I guess that really that gave me like some epiphanies and stuff. Like, nah, no, 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 none of that mediocrity shit. All right. And I encourage you to fire the people in your life that are not bringing you incredible energy. They should be excited to be in your company. Okay. They should be bringing you good energy. It should be a hell yes to your nervous system when you're around these people. And I challenge you to develop and like filter people through this standard. And in the meantime, if you don't have those people, that's okay. Focus on pumping your own state, managing your own state. Focus on working through your TTL, triggers, traumas, limiting beliefs, so that you can feel better and better and better. You're not capped at a certain amount of happiness because of like an underlying trauma or persistent feeling or trigger that keeps getting activated. You work through that, so then your overall happiness can shoot up, and then you brushing your fucking teeth or reading the book, you're doing it with like 50 more times appreciation or passion or enjoyment or pleasure. And then that really good state you're in, which is just like radiating, coursing through your body, that changes your point of attraction. So now you're going to attract different types of people, different types of ideas. You're going to get inspired impulses. And it could just be doing the usual shit you normally do, like watching an episode of like The Witcher. I've been watching The Witcher recently, so I'm going to use that. But you get this inspired impulse of like, oh my God, like that sounds really fun right now. Let me do that. And then when you talk to somebody, be it romantic or platonic, you're now bringing this energy of like, wow, I really enjoy my reality. I'm really having fun in my life. My life is really fucking good. I really like it. And that's communicated in your voice, in your energy, and it becomes very infectious. And that causes people to want to talk to you, to want to get to know you, to want to invest into you, to want to flirt with you, to want to work with you. It's incredible because you're being selfish, because you're focused on you. And from that place, you will never, ever, ever complain or bitch or whine or moan about anybody else ever again. Because you know, oh shit, that's my fault. Anytime I complain about someone, anytime I'm angry, anytime I'm frustrated, anytime I'm upset, that's my fault. Because I'm neglecting to create a boundary. I need to communicate something. I need to change the dynamic of the situation, the relationship somehow. I need to fuck the fantasy and embrace the reality of the situation. How are they actually being? How are they actually treating me? How do they actually see me? And then decide what the relationship dynamic is from there. If I know they're really excited to date me, to be my friend, to be my client, sick. If they're not, they're going to bring my energy down. And if my energy's lowered, if your energy's lowered, your point of attraction is going to be lowered. And like that's going to hit every other aspect of your life. Everything else is going to suffer. It's like the tide lowers and all the ships crash into the dirt. So whenever you catch yourself complaining about somebody, come back to this. Take accountability, take responsibility. You can't change what you don't own. So own this. It's your fault you're angry. It's your fault you're frustrated. And that's not negative. That's awesome. Because if you own it, you can change it. Now you're empowered. If you're blaming the other person at a lower level or at some level, that does kind of feel good to blame the other person. Like, yeah, fuck these people, and you get to kind of vent about it and bitch about it, and it's kind of like a little bit of relief, a little bit of a release. But what happens? Nothing changes. The situation still stays there. So the venting allows you to kind of get the energy out, but you still have the problem, right? You've just put like some gauze, you've stuffed some gauze into the gunshot wound. You're still internally bleeding. You got to get some surgery there. So the surgery is take all that focus you're putting into that person, trying to get them to act a certain way, treat you a certain way, love you a certain way, care about you a certain way, and put it back into yourself. And they will either chase you because you're now becoming more attractive, more centered, more grounded within yourself, or they won't. And then, hey, now you know, right? Oh, cool. They don't actually give a fuck about me. That only hurts when all of our self-esteem is dependent on how they feel about us. Then we're like, damn, they don't care about me. Fuck. I feel worthless. I feel really lonely. I, I feel really angry. But if our self-esteem is wrapped up in making ourselves feel good, then it's like, cool. I'm not going to invest that much energy into you anymore because why? You've demonstrated to me you can't handle it. You don't value it. Why am I going to keep giving energy to something that consistently shows me I don't really care that you're doing this? And even deeper, what is that telling our subconscious when we do that? Wow, you really deserve to be treated this way. This is all you deserve. You deserve to be treated this way. How fucked up is that? Welcome everybody on TikTok. What's going on, guys? Happy Monday. So let this completely remove frustration and anger and complaining from your life so that you can actually step into more empowerment. Your relationships are going to improve a shit ton. Your self-esteem is going to improve a shit ton because you're no longer basing it on how other people are treating you. You're basing it on how you're treating yourself. And you're just going to have a lot more fun. And because you're having a lot more fun, you're feeling great, your state's shooting the fuck up, you're in a much better mood. You're just going to be inherently more attractive. Having more energy is inherently attractive, okay? You don't have to learn or know game or flirting, right? You don't have to be super fucking clever and witty. If you're just feeling good in your body, that enough will get you lots of cool relationships, both platonic, business, and romantic. Because people with more energy, more positive energy, feel good energy, they're inherently attractive. It is an inherently attractive quality. And then from there, yes, then you can sprinkle in some game, communication, flirting, banter. The opposite sexes, like opposite gender, I don't want to get shut down from TikTok. Opposite genders, psychology, right? What they find attractive, layering that into your physiology, communication, identity, appearance, aesthetic. But it starts first with your energy. That's why I open with all my videos. I help PACE members master their energy so they can attract incredible relationships. Because once you have that down, everything else is cake. Okay. So this is what I had for you. I had something happen recently that really sparked this. I found myself in a state of resentment, frustration, and just feeling like wiped out, like I'm surfing and a wave just crashed on me, and I just like got wiped out, and I was feeling horrible because these people weren't giving me, the response that I wanted. They weren't treating me how I thought I deserved to be treated. They weren't valuing me and my time. And then I realized, oh, you know what? I'm not valuing me or my time because I'm consistently subscribing to this really fucked up, shitty dynamic. Because I was entertaining a fantasy instead of embracing the reality. Because I was depending on them to make me feel good instead of making myself feel good. So that's the message for today. Fuck the fantasy, embrace the reality, take all that energy you're focusing into them, put it into yourself. If you want to learn some really powerful ways to do that, tap the link in the description below, YouTube, podcast, tap the link in the description below and go book a free call with me. When you tap that link, it's going to take you to a landing page. That landing page is going to have a video, short little video. It's going to tell you about what to expect on our free call together. And then below that, you're going to have testimonials of past clients I've worked with. So you can see their transformation, the power of the work that I do with my clients. And there's a little about me section at the bottom. You can see some of the people I've dated, learn a little bit more about me. For you guys on TikTok, tap the link in my bio to do that same thing. For everybody else, hit the like button on your way out. Hit subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. You want some more support, reminders from me, mindset shifts from me, tools, processes, and comment something if it resonated with you. If you have a question, something that stood out, something that resonated, I'd love to know what that is. And I'd love to comment back with you and engage with you in heart and like your comment and all that good stuff. So thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate all you guys on TikTok. Hope this was informative or at the very least, entertaining. I love you and I'll see you in the next video.